Six Flags America will operate for 30 more hours at the time of the release of this video before it will close forever, which begs the question, what will happen to all of their rides? In this video, I will take a look at all the major rides at Six Flags America and assess their odds of being relocated on a scale of 1 to 5. For the rides that earned a 2 or higher, I also cited where they might end up. So, starting things off with Batwing, the park's flying coaster. So, the park actually closed this coaster in the midsummer, citing their need for a part, which is why I give this a 1, because if they were planning on relocating it, then they might as well have fixed it, but seeing as they did not fix it, I think they have zero plans of relocating this coaster. Moving on to Firebird, the park's slowest coaster. As it is a once relocated 30-year-old slowest coaster, I had to give it a 2, but if it did get relocated, I could see it going to Valley Fair, as they only have 3 inversions in the entire park, or obviously Michigan's Adventure, because they could just use anything. Next up is the Great Chase, the park's kiddie coaster. I am giving this one a 4 because it is decently old and these things can't really be that expensive. But with that being said, I am giving it a 4 because it is a very small ride. And I'm sending it to Six Flags Over Georgia or LaRon. Both of those parks do not have kiddie coasters at the moment. Next up is Harley Quinn with some extra words after it. This is the park's this. I'm giving it a 5 easily. It's decently new, and I'm sending that either to Carowinds, they don't have a ride quite like it, or Michigan's Adventure. They could really take anything, to be honest with you. Our next ride is Professor Extreme Skywinder, the park's suspended looping coaster. I'm giving this a 2, it's 30 years old, but I do see the trains going over to Canada's Wonderland to help with their SLC. Next ride will be Penguin. Some more words after it. This one is a 1 because of its practicality. I don't see this being moved anywhere else because it's just sort of a weird ride, and also it's a water ride in a dry park. I just don't think many parks could get use out of this, especially when most of the Six Flags parks have their own water park. For this reason, I'm going to give it a 1. Next up is Raging Cajun. I'm giving this a 4. Tiny coaster, tiny footprint. It's been relocated already. The issue is a lot of Six Flags parks already have spinning coasters. With that being said, though, St. Louis does not. So I'm sending it to Six Flags St. Louis. Next up is Roar. This is the park's first wooden coaster. Well, not the first, but the first wooden coaster that we're discussing. I'm giving this a 1. It's a wooden coaster. By the time you relocate it, it's just been cheaper to build a new one. It is really old, 20-something years, and it's also running pretty rough, so it'd probably just be cheaper to build a new one. Also, wooden roller coasters don't really get relocated. Next up, Steamroller. This is the park something. I'm giving this a 5. It's brand new, shipping it down to King's Dominion. I could really see this fitting into Jungle X pretty well, or somewhere else in the park would also work. Maybe Candy Apple Grove. I could really see this going to King's Dominion. For that reason, I'm giving it a 5. There's no reason why it wouldn't be relocated. Next up is Superman, and I'm giving this a 1 purely because it is almost 30 years old, and it has about 1,000 footers. Probably be really expensive to relocate to another park when you could probably just build a new coaster for a little bit more. Next up is Joker Sphinx. I'm giving this a 2 because it is 30 years old. It is quite unreliable, but if it did go somewhere, I'm sending it to Six Flags Mexico. They do not currently have a launch coaster, but I think that is a pretty far stretch, so we're giving that a 2. Next up is Voodoo Drop. I'm giving this a hard 1. Carowinds just took out their drop tower of the same model last year, so I see no reason why this would go somewhere else. Next up is Wild One. I'm giving this a 1. It is upsetting that we will lose a 107-year-old wooden coaster, but wooden coasters don't really get relocated. The only logical reason that it would be able to survive is that it sits as is, which I would give the odds of about 20%, so it gets a 1. Finally, we have Wonder Woman. Add some words after it. I'm going to give this a 3. It's quite tall, which might pose some issues getting it down, but if they were to able to figure that out, I think it would be a perfect fit at Michigan's Adventure. Their tallest ride is 120 feet tall, so this would absolutely tower over all of their rides and give some pretty good views there. But with that being said, it is pretty old, so would probably be a hassle to get down, so I'm giving it a 3. So if you've been following along, I have confidence for 4 of these rides to get relocated. I have confidence that 9 of them will hit the dumpster, and 3 of them will be a toss-up. I think this really just stems down to the fact that a lot of their rides are aging a lot. Their last new coaster was in early 2010s, so 15 years ago. However, some of their flat rides are still pretty young. For instance, Steamroller was till 2024 edition, so I feel like those rides will have a higher odds of being relocated. That was just short little video assessing the odds of all of Six Flags America's rides getting relocated and shuffled around. This is a new sort of format for me, so if you liked it, please like, and if you really enjoyed it, then make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.